Welcome to the Saturday morning preview show here on PLZ Soccer's YouTube channel. I'm Kerry Pollock. Alan Ruff and Alison McConnell join me here this morning. Ruffy, he's bailed out already. We're not even halfway through the season yet.
Yeah, he'd probably be playing golf or somewhere, but it would be hard for him to get his head round, and I've had a win and a draw in the first two games. So,
does my win today then go chalked up to Tam McManus?
Yes, certainly does. He'll be claiming it anyway.
That side of the couch. Right, Alison, let's get to the football then. Rangers take on Ross County. Philip Clement says he isn't completely certain that this will be the last league game at Hampden Park. Do you feel it's affected the team as much as some might have thought, or not as much?
Yeah, I think it's contributed to the noise round about the team. I think it's contributed to the air of turmoil that's been there, that's permeated the last month or so around the club. I don't think it's been a positive, and I think anything that gets him back to Ibrox quickly will be well received, particularly since it looked as though it was going to drag out. It looked as though it was going to go for a good couple of months, probably to the turn of the year at one point. So I think the early return, which has come sooner than expected, or certainly looks as though it's coming sooner than expected, will be warmly welcomed by the Rangers support and the Rangers players. I think getting back to their own environment, it just helps dissipate some of the negativity that's been around the club.
Yeah, they are getting the win still, Ruffy, but does it just need to be that bit more convincing?
Yeah, I think they'd like to be more convincing. You know, obviously last week was a late goal to make the scoreline look a bit decent. But they'll be, as Alison said, they'll be wanting to get back to a full house. They'll want to get back to a closed environment at Ibrox. It is quite intimidating, more intimidating than Hampden, when Hampden's only half full. You know, so the players might find it hard to react to that. So I think the sooner they get back, the better. But they are still winning.
Was there any particular ground that you didn't like playing at as a player?
A long time ago, I didn't like playing at Meadowbank Thistle.
Oh, for any particular reason?
There was only one side. The stand and the other three corners were empty, so if it was very windy, it was just blowing a gale. You know, it was just a waste of time of playing if it was really windy, really, because it was a wee bit like Dumbarton. Once the ball gets kicked out the park, you're waiting 10 minutes for it to come back in again, because we only had one ball at that time.
What are we going for in this one then?
Oh, I think Rangers are going to win this quite easy.
Yeah.
And evidence of the opposition last week, I think Rangers will win maybe 3 or 4-0.
3 or 4, Alison?
I say 3-0 Rangers.
3-0 Rangers, right. Hibs take on Dundee after last week's defeat to Celtic. David Gray says he can't keep picking the same players to make the same mistakes. Is there enough rotation for you, Ali? Would you like to see some more players being brought in, or is he playing the best he has?
Yeah, I think it's dependent on what he's done in the window too. He obviously brought in a couple of new players the other week. I think he's still keen to add before the window closes. I think it's maybe getting a couple of them up to speed and then making the changes, but it's been a tough start for Hibs, and I think what happens is that there's pressure immediately. I think he desperately needs a result, but I've been super impressed by Dundee. I thought they were excellent last season. I think they've had a good start, a really strong start again to the campaign, and I think it'll be another difficult afternoon for Hibs.
As Ali says there, Ruffy, Dundee absolutely flying so far. 29 goals in 7 games. Their goals coming from all over the park. What is their biggest threat coming up against Hibs this week?
I think, as you said, goals all over the place. Sometimes there's teams just get a couple of strikers, score goals, and one goes off a wee bit, and then the other one pitches in. Sometimes midfielders don't, but when everybody is, even defenders, you go there, but they will go there with a lot of confidence. I mean, Hibs will be, I would say, quite jittery at the start. You know, if they were to lose a goal early on, the confidence is low already. The fans will react to it, because I think the fans are demanding that they get this sorted out right away. So I think Hibs need to win this one.
Yeah, scoreline?
I think Hibs might, just because of home advantage, nail it 2-1.
2-1, Ali?
I'm going to say 2 each.
2 each, all right then. Dundee United take on St Johnstone. A win over St Mirren in the Premier Sports Cup last weekend. 2 points in their opening 2 league games. When do we start to make a fair assessment of teams, Ali? Once they've played everyone, or?
I think you need at least a quarter, the first quarter gone at least. I think you need to see what shape teams are in once the window closes, who's gone in, who's gone out. Give them an opportunity just to iron out any kinks within the side and just get everyone up to speed, and then you can start to see a pattern emerge. I think it's too early to offer any kind of assessment at this stage of the campaign. However, St Johnstone, I think, will feel as though, it's been they're obviously nursing a grievance from last weekend. They were irked at the manner in which they went out of the Premier Sports Cup. So see if they take that out in Dundee United this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. Will we see a different side to St Johnstone, Ruffy, this season, do you think?
I think they'll be a wee bit more confident, with the performance of last week, although they did get beaten, they didn't score. Dundee United, started reasonably well. They've got home advantage. The crowd have come back and got behind them, whereas last year they were against them sometimes, when the results weren't going well. So, no, I think Dundee United again with the home advantage. Again, I think this will be really tight. So I'm going to go 2-1 again.
2-1 again?
Yeah, I think I'm going to say 2-1 Dundee United.
United as well, yeah. Yep, all right then. Moving on to tomorrow's game, St Mirren face Celtic. Only been a few have Celtic taken a step already this season. They've taken that step up, Ali. Last time they were in Paisley, it was Celtic 3, St Mirren 2. Will we see a similar Celtic, or do you think they have bettered already from what we've seen?
I think they've been very fluent. I think they've started the season well. I think they've started the way they left off last term. Initial impressions would be that there are very few teams in the league that are going to live with them. We know that St Mirren have made life awkward for them in the past, particularly in Paisley. But I have to say, I don't think I can see beyond Celtic. I think they're too strong. St Mirren, of course, not in European action this week. They had the breather. I'm sure they'll try and make it as difficult as possible. They'll want to try and not concede early against Celtic. I think if you concede an early goal, then there's a danger that it can become significant in terms of the scoreline. But I think all evidence would point to Celtic coming through this one.
Yeah, Ruffy, why do you think there's not as much pressure on Stephen Robinson as much as there could be, say, on Stephen Naismith? They've had the same opening results to the season.
Yeah, but I think it goes back to last season. I think the St Mirren fans really enjoyed last season, everything that went with it. They would just be happy to be in Europe. Anybody could go to the away games, they would enjoy every minute of it. So he'll be given a bit of slack, but come around to the games that he was winning last year, they'll have to get back on that, because you've always got to keep your fans happy. I think any time that Celtic have played St Mirren last year, St Mirren were on a wee bit of a high and they were playing well. That's why, they were making it tough for Celtic, but I think this isn't the case this weekend, so I think Celtic are going to win this quite comfortably, 2-0.
2-0, Ali, what's your scoreline?
Yeah, I'm going to say 3-0.
3-0 Celtic. OK, Motherwell take on Hearts. At Fir Park, Motherwell will fancy their chances against Hearts, Ali. They failed to win their first 4 opening games involving domestic, cup and European. Do you think the mixture of games has had an effect on that? I
think there's no doubt the mixture of games would, but they'll be sore about this week. I think the concession of such a late goal on Thursday night would have been tough to take. Plus, of course, obviously, the victory losing to Falkirk last weekend in the Premier Sports Cup will have rankled. I think it was a really difficult one for Hearts to take, and I know there was quite a bit of anger among the Hearts support about the insipid start to the season. I think it is difficult for teams playing in different environments and trying to combine European away games and coming back. You're basically just very little time to recover and warm down before you're obviously then getting prepared for another game. I think it can be significantly testing for teams when you don't have a huge amount of depth.
And Hearts will obviously want and they need to win this game, Ruffy, otherwise they will equal a record they had 40 years ago when they last didn't win their first 5 games.
Yeah, and some of the fans are getting itchy again. I think Stephen, I don't know why he hasn't bought on the majority of the support. They're still waiting on him, and not producing the goods. A bit of pressure on them at the weekend. Not him, but pressure on the team. They'll all be encouraged a wee bit by it. They've still got a chance in that leg. I don't think he'll tamper with the team the way he did last week against Falkirk. I think he had 5 or 6 changes, didn't he? I think he'll play his best team available, because the fans will demand that they get onto a winning streak.
And what are you going for?
I'm going to go a draw in this one, 1 each.
1 each draw?
Yeah, I'm going to go 1 each as well.
Same as well. OK, finally we have Aberdeen against Kilmarnock. A handful of wins for Jimmy Tilleen's side already, Ali. Are you impressed with him and what he's doing?
Yeah, I think it's been a comfortable start for him. You would have to say that if you look at the teams that they've played, you would expect Aberdeen to have come through them, but I still think it's important that he's got a sequence of results that lends itself to an air of optimism and positivity around Pittodrie. Kilmarnock going up there on the back of obviously being over in Copenhagen, flight back, getting back into it, then heading up north Aberdeen, and we all know the circumstances and controversy around not postponing or delaying, rescheduling games. So it's a tough trip. I think I can only see Aberdeen winning this one. I'm going to say 2-0 Aberdeen.
2-0 Aberdeen, as Ali says there. Ruffy Kilmarnock switching back to league duties now, and they're coming off the back of a defeat. Still got the second leg, of course, to go, but will that take its toll? Will you see an effect of that, or will they try and focus?
I think Derek will have to do something. Where I'm saying Hearts shouldn't tamper very much because they need to get a win. I think obviously Kilmarnock still think they're in with a chance. I don't think he's got a strong pull, to start tampering with the team. Ali's right, Aberdeen haven't really beaten anybody, but they're winning, and winning's the most important thing. The fans will go along there demanding another win. It'll be a great atmosphere. It always is at Pittodrie when the place is full. And I think Aberdeen will just sneak a 2-1 win.
2-1 win, right. Okay, then that brings us to the quiz. Rules. Shout out as soon as you think you know the answer.
Yeah, I know Ruffy's previous for cheating this.
All right then, first question. The closest answer wins this one, all right. How many goals have been scored in the Premiership so far?
32.
25.
32 exactly. She's tougher competition than Tam. Ruffy, there we go. All right, 1-0 Ali. Which fruit is also the nickname for Dundee United?
Tangerines.
I didn't even get the full word out there. Right, need this one, Ruffy. Kyogo has been linked with which Premier League?
I'm taking that word.
2-1.
We need a buzzer.
Right, okay. The song That's Entertainment is linked with
Arts.
Oh, Ruffy. Right, that's the decider. Let me get the full question out, right? How many Premiership managers are from Northern Ireland?
2.
Ali stole it in the last moment.
You're too good at that.
Stole it.
McManus.
Bring McManus back. We'll be back next week with some more action to look forward to and some more quiz when Tam McManus finally returns. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.